Good afternoon. My name is Tom Arias, and for my informative speech, I will be speaking about the use of force continuum. The use of force continuum is a set of rules that are often used by most, if not all, law enforcement agencies as regards to uh, what escalation of force they should use given a particular situation. The use of force continuum contains five components, starting from the least amount of force used to the most, which would be, of course, lethal force. This use of force continuum does several things. It allows the officer to basically protect himself against allegations of abuse or excessive force, and also uh, helps the suspect from having too much excessive force or too much force used on them. First component is officer's presence, which is the least or lowest level of the use of force continuum. Oftentimes, simply the officer's presence alone can deter or defuse a very bad situation from occurring. Uh, basically, second would be the verbalization uh, level, which is basically verbal commands. Uh, the intonation of the officer can also be a deterrent, giving non-threatening commands such as "Let me see your registration," "Let me see your driver's license." Then also there are more stern commands such as "Don't move" or "Place your hands behind your back," uh, or "You're being placed under arrest." Uh, this is also a non-physical form of the use of force continuum and can also be used when subduing a suspect. Um, Third level of the use of force continuum will be empty hand control. Empty hand control is basically the use of grabs, holds, and joint locks. And basically, what that does is a way that you can gain control or get a suspect to comply without having to strike or use an impact weapon, which leads into the next level. But empty hand use is basically joint locks, grabs, joint pressure points, things such as that. And basically, like I said, all that does is allow you to manipulate your suspect without actually having to get aggressive with him. Second, or the second portion of that third component will be hard technique, and that is punches or grabs or strikes. There are several parts of the human anatomy that can be used to subdue a suspect. You have the solar plexus, which is the chest area. You have the brachial plexus origin. You have the common peroneal, which runs down the full length of the thigh, where there are nerves that, if hit properly with either an impact weapon or a kick or a punch, can cause the subject to lose motor function. Then, of course, the fourth level is less than lethal methods, which is basically impact weapons, such as the baton, which is basically a stick, if you want to call it, that you can use, and it can be used to hit key areas of the body. This cannot be used to strike the head or areas that could cause severe damage to a suspect. We have to maintain a certain level of restraint when using weapons such as these, of course. Then the second one, as far as non-lethal, would be chemicals, which would be OC spray. This is basically a type of pepper spray that comes from the derivative of cayenne pepper, I guess, and it's an eye deterrent or eye irritant and nasal passage irritant. And basically, what that does is, when sprayed on the suspect or towards the suspect, it will cause them to close their eyes to water, their nasal passages and their mucous membranes and within their nasal cavity to basically start excreting a lot of mucus, and it's supposed to blind and choke the suspect and allow you to gain the upper hand. And then, of course, the last one would be the taser, which is a weapon that shoots a cartridge. Depending on the level of taser, it has several different types of feet. This is the X26 taser, shoots a cartridge of 21 feet. It also has a red dot and a light. that can be used, and basically this shoots a certain amount of energy through the leads and the barbs, and it causes all the muscles to contract in the suspect, causing the suspect, if standing, to fall to the ground and allow you to gain compliance. And then, of course, the last level of the use of force continuum will be lethal control, or lethal force, which is basically, obviously, your weapon, your Glock pistol or a shotgun or whatever weapon you call your duty weapon. And basically, the only time that lethal force is authorized is when you are basically in the protection of someone else's life or your own, and is basically a lot of times a last resort. I don't think any police officer worth his salt goes through their job hoping to kill somebody or anything, but if it requires such force, we are more than willing to use it to prevent the death or severe injury of a person or yourself. And that concludes my informative speech, and I thank you for your time.